Okay. Awesome. 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 All right. So let me get out of here real quick and go back to Zoom. All right. Great. So prospecting. All right. So today we're going to talk about the continuation, which is putting in practice what we learned last, 2 weeks ago. So one of the things that I want to emphasize before going into the practice and before going into me showing some examples to you guys is we have to know what we do. We have to know who we are, right? We are network marketers. Yes, we trade, we have our product or services, but when it comes to building, you got to know you're a networker, right? So what do networkers do? We network. I see a lot of people not networking, and that is a big problem because you're a network marketer. If you want to sell something, if you want to build a business, you have to be in touch with people. You can't wait for people to come to you if you don't go to them, especially nowadays, right? AI and all these ads and everything. We have to make sure that it says the recording was stopped. Let me try this again. Weird.
It still says recording on my side. I'm not sure
It
about
says
what you guys are
it
seeing.
says recording still. Yeah. Well, I don't
I'm
know.
still seeing it.
I got a message, but anyway, we're here. So continuing with that, we got to know what it is that we do. And I want to give you 3 pointers. And this is really important because network marketers are professional connectors, all right? Professional problem solvers and professional storytellers. That'll be connectors, problem solvers, and storytellers. We connect people to products, services, companies, communities, or groups, right? We solve them problems or their problems through our community, service, product, whatever it is that we offer. Okay. And we do, and we make that connection through telling stories. When you post, when you speak in social media, you're telling stories. You tell your story, you tell somebody else's stories, you give testimonials. So we have to be very, very aware of that. As networkers, our main goal and our only focus should be education, which would be educating the prospects, educating the public about what we offer, right? In this case, about trading, about our community, about the value that we have inside of our, great and amazing team. So we have to keep that in mind. It's educating people, but we have to connect. We have to be aware that we're solving people's problems, needs, wants, whatever the case may be, and we need to be telling our story. So when it comes to social media enrollment, because this is what it's all about, how to enroll more in social media, we have to have our profile ready, okay? Our Facebook ready, our Instagram ready, whatever you guys are using. I use both. I'm mainly focused on Instagram. Um, that's where I have my most of my growth but we have to have our profile ready. So why is that? Because trust is everything. People are gonna buy from you when they trust you. Okay? When they trust you is when people are gonna buy from you. So uh, just let me know, guys, if you had any doubt. Do you guys have any doubt before joining? You had that thought that I think we all have it when it comes to should I join? So there's something that made you join the community. Melissa, you're saying yes. What made you join our community, our team?
Can't hear you. You're
Can't
muted.
hear you at all.
Well, Melissa's fixing that. She's working on it. I mean,
Okay.
it was pretty much a no-brainer for me. I've been involved with Michael for a
Mhm.
couple years in the networking field, and actually, I knew that he was a trader, and
Okay.
he never would teach me. He's like, because I never traded before ever, except for some penny stocks. I lost my butt when I was back on the farm. But the point is that when he brought this across my desk, I'm like, yes. I mean, it took me 72 hours to get started. I actually got started March 7th, 2017. He got started March 4th. I was still the second person in here. But yeah, as far as that goes, that was that was the no-brainer for me as far as that. But like I said before, we had no idea how it was going to go, and that we'd be here for now going on 10 years. So looks like Melissa's back on with.
Exactly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Awesome. I was just going to say, it actually was after I spoke with Jason. I had found a different trading community first. And the first thing they did once I joined was just pass me off. And I never heard from that person again. It was just go to IM now and learn. And that didn't work for me. So I quickly canceled that. And then I had found Jason a while later. And I told him that my concern was that I would just be kind of pushed aside as soon as I did the enrollment, and I wanted that support. And so, he told me the one thing that you definitely won't lack is support, and kind of showed me those things. And that's what sealed it for me.
Awesome. 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 I think Jeff, where you wanted to talk?
Yes, yes, I do.
Awesome. Go for it, man.
So for me, I've been in affiliate marketing, network marketing. I don't know. Now let's see, 9 years here. So probably about 15 years. And this is what something that I think so important is consistency in our social media, because what I often find is, and in my personal case, Michael was my sponsor in the old company, and I watched for 6 months. And that's why it's so important to build consistency in your social media and get more out there as you as a person, because I just watched for 6 months, right? And I think Michael has talked about it. There's the instant buyers, there's the 30 days. And I've had signups that took 2 years. And so you got to play the long game, not the short game, thinking I need to sign up today. And so for me, it was 6 months, and really because in my case, I knew nothing about trading. And that's part of where you talked about the story here in the beginning. Well,
Hmm.
I use that story in my communication with prospects. I knew nothing about trading. I didn't know what a candlestick was. I had no idea. I didn't even play around with stocks. And so for some folks, you can get that instant, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I want this. I like this. I want to try this. But even in my case, it took me 6 months before I even thought about, okay, you know what? Michael, this guy looks legitimate. He sounds legitimate, and I know nothing about trading, but I had to overcome that fear that I could. Okay, well, let me give this a shot. And obviously, the story is written, obviously 9 years later. But it's really about, you have to connect to those people. And I asked Michael a lot of questions, right? And are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? And so then I finally kind of jumped in. But that's why it's so important when you talk about the story, you've got to get your story out, right? Melissa's a perfect example as far as, not necessarily, obviously, you got to be careful on income claims and all that, but she was able to quit her job, right? You've got to get your story out. And kind of what I find, sorry if I'm sidetracking a little bit, what I kind of find in our chat is the images are great, the posts are great, but you know what? If I went to, some folks' page, what's your story? What's your story of who you are and why you're trading with this particular team, and why do I want to join through you? That's all I got.
Absolutely. And that's awesome. And who wouldn't like to have Jeff as a downline? See, that's a good point there. Or Jason, or Melissa, or Linda, or Clayton, right? We are we are connected here for a reason, because we want to grow, because we're seeing the vision, and we have some clear in mind. And when it comes to trust, that's what Jeff found in Michael. Trust. For 6 months, he watched him. Now I trust him. Now I can sign up. Melissa, same thing. You didn't trust the other people. You trusted, didn't go well. Now you trusted Jason, and you joined, right? So you only build trust by showing yourself, showing your face, and I can prove you that. I mean, who are the people who enroll here the most out of pretty much the whole team? Is Jason, is Jeff, is me. Okay, the three of us always talking to the camera, right? I'm not saying to you guys stop doing what you're doing, because you're doing great at posting and staying consistent. But if you don't show yourself, you're just another AI advertisement thing out there. And I'm sorry to break it down to you guys, but you're working for nothing. And that shows when it comes to enrolling and looking for those signups that are never going to come, because they see you like you would see yourself from the outside, which is a set of posts of in quotes, but no human being that backs them up. All right. So That's really important. So what makes you different? I have a set of a couple questions for you guys to ask yourself. Is what makes you different from AI? Especially nowadays, right? We know that there's AI everywhere. So what makes you different from what we find? And we ourselves, we're like, I don't know if this is real. I don't know if I trust this. So what make yourself different than what you already distrust? Okay, so you build the trust. Now, also, what makes you different from an ad, right? Advertisement. What makes you different from somebody who just advertises something? That's a good question to ask yourself. This is one of my favorite ones. If you didn't know you, would you enroll with you? Like if you didn't know yourself, would you sign up? Would you join the community? Would you pay a membership? Right? If you didn't know you and you look and you find yourself on social media, would you enroll with you? Would you ask you for or your profile from for help, for advice, for an opportunity, for information? If you didn't know you, would you enroll with you? And also, why you and not someone else? Like, what should I sign up with Linda? Why should I sign up with Jason? Why should I sign up with Clayton, Jeff, Melissa? Why shouldn't I sign up with somebody else? Like, what's gonna differentiate me from everybody else? And for that, you gotta find who you're talking to. That's really important. Who am I talking to? If you see my content, I'm always talking to specific set or group of people because one of my great mentors says, if you try to help everybody, you end up helping nobody. And that's so true. So the more specific you are with your target, is don't do it towards everybody. Do towards somebody specific and talk to that person every single day over and over and over and over again. I know a lot of people don't like my content, but the people who like it really like it and ask for information when I go talk to them. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you messaged me," right? And they're happy to contact to be in contact with me, and then sign up, right? So, but it's going out there and showing that you're a human being that is worth working with, and that you are that person who's gonna help them get to where they want to get to. Right? Just remember, people, uh, yes, we have trading, we have a lot of things, we have a lot of services, but people want something through them. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. A lot of times people don't care about your product. They want freedom, they want money. Like I think 99% of people start trading because they want to make money. They don't want to jump in charts and spend the whole day there and oh, that was fun. Right? They want to make money. So they want to make money because they want something with that money. So if you find out what the person has in mind, as in wants or needs or problems or wishes, then you'll be able to communicate towards that and then aim your presentation, your video, your community, or give them what they need. In that case, Melissa's case, you wanted a community and you wanted support. Jason gave you support because he already knew your why. He already knew what you wanted. So he didn't show you, like Michael was talking about, he didn't show you travel and discounts and hotels. He showed you, hey, here's our community. Look how we support each other. Okay, so keep all of that in mind, what I just gave you. I know, Jason, you're unmuted, so please go ahead if you have.
Well, I just wanted to talk about the whole AI thing just real quick because we keep touching on that. And AI is great, guys. I mean, I use AI every day. Like I use AI to write my content, a lot of it, even for the videos that I do that I'm in front of the camera. But if you are just doing the AI part, you're missing out because like Ricardo's talked about, he's going to talk about more. This is about the authenticity. This is about what can you bring that AI can't. Like sorry, maybe it doesn't want to, but AI cannot regenerate me necessarily. Not, at least not right now. Maybe in the future. The point is, guys, is that you have to, make yourself different. I love what he just said. If you didn't know you, would you join you if you looked at your Facebook page, or your Instagram page, or your TikTok page? Like, would you join you if you had no idea and all you saw possibly was just pictures and AI and just kind of regenerated that kind of stuff. And again, guys, there's a place for that. I use AI today for the 9-year anniversary. It's come so freaking far. It's crazy. I remember back on my birthday last year, it was 2 years ago. We were in Europe and I made a whole slideshow using AI and it was freaking crazy bad. Now it's amazing. But the point is, use that stuff, but also you have to tell your story. You got to get out there. You got to show your face. You got to be consistent, like Jeff just talked about as well. And I'm preaching to the choir, but it's really important to obviously to do all that to distinguish yourself from everybody else because there's only one you. And in my case, thank goodness.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I appreciate for that. That's a really good point. That reminds me a lot of who we are as a team. A lot of times we post about how AI is gonna replace you, and then we're replacing ourselves with AI while we say that. So don't let AI replace you. Let it work for you. Keep posting what you're posting at yourself, at your face. Um, your question, Melissa, good one. I'm gonna read it out loud for everybody. Oh, thank you guys for the kind messages. I hadn't read much. Okay, awesome. So is it good to do a pin story on Instagram with your story? Yes, that's a must in my opinion. And I've had signups and enrollments and also um, conversations getting started just because of my story being posted on my first three videos. So it's one that is posted. It says what I do. Another one says my story, and the other one's got something else there. But if you can pin stories like that, and not necessarily stories, but because those are highlights. But I'm assuming you were referring the first three posts, right? Yeah, yeah. So that is a good, great way to do that. So that was actually one of my my points when it comes to have your profile ready, right? Is have your story ready. Know how to tell your story. And there's different ways to tell your story. It's the long form. And it's just, in person, social media, whatever. You have a long form to say it, you have medium, and you have a short form. Like I can tell my story in 30 seconds. Okay, I can tell you who I am, what I was doing, what I do now, and where I'm going real quick. And I can talk about my life for 10 minutes, right? And that this case, the video that I have is about 2.5 minutes. I know you've seen it, Jason. Obviously, you've seen it, Melissa, I think, and Linda. Well, it's cool, right? I let them know who I am. So from a very genuine point of view. So we all have cool stories. We all have unique stories because we're all different. So have that. Okay, now talking about stories, post stories on your socials, right? Instagram stories, Facebook stories. People watch, and this is a fact. It's not. I'm talking about facts. Everything that I'm going to talk to you guys about. People watch stories way more than they watch posts. People scroll through stories all the time, all the time, all the time. So have stories because it's on your stories. You're just talking to a camera real quick. People see you're having lunch. You're a human being. You're dropping your kids off. You're fishing. You are walking the dog outside. You're driving, Jeff. You're in Costco or something like that. I'm playing basketball. Things like that. And people are like, "Oh, this person." I feel like I know this person. So when you know somebody, then you start liking that person and then you trust that person. Remember, people buy when they trust. So know, like, and trust. Okay, it's a step by step. Or know, dislike, and forget it, right? New prospect if they don't like you. But know, like, and trust. So they are going to know you when they start seeing you as a human being. And that's when the enrollment comes into place. Okay. So so let me go ahead and give you a couple more things, and then I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share my screen from my Instagram and my Facebook, and give you a few examples of on how I prospect people, and so you can see how it plays out, and how I do it. Okay, so couple things that before I do that is um, testimonials as well. It's good to have if you want to pin it on your top on Instagram, but always have testimonials of people. I know Jason, Jeff, you guys do a great job showing. All of you do like showing the Discord and what happened. All of you guys do a great job at that and posting as well. So you guys are way ahead of most people, right? Those of you who are connected right now, you're way ahead of most people who are not doing anything. You guys are doing a great job, and keep doing that. Keep sharing testimonials. Something that I would do is I would add a testimonial. I don't know, Linda, you can interview Jason and ask him a couple questions about his success or his story in trading. So use your story and use other people's stories so you can leverage and you can connect to people as well. So that's why, remember, network marketers, professional connectors, professional problem solvers, and professional storytellers. Those three. So storytellers, you got to become a storyteller always when you present the business, when you connect with people, when you get related to people as well. And I'm going to show you some life examples. Like I said, so um, let me go ahead and share my screen from my phone. Let me read the chat. Okay, good, good stuff. Okay, so sign. Let's get a rank up. Yeah, let's get a rank up this month. I just read you, Melissa. Awesome. Thank you. Let's get ranked up. I'm gonna share my screen because I want to show you guys something that is really interesting. I think you guys are gonna like it a lot. In the meantime, one of the things that I'm going to share with you is I want to give you a I think you guys can see my screen, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay. Awesome, perfect. Okay, so here I am. All right, Dan Martell, if you want to follow him, he's awesome. I follow him. He talks about AI a lot, family, stuff like that. He's brilliant. Anyway, I'm gonna get into something, but I want to give you first, before that, um, you gotta know what problems you solve, your solutions, who you're talking to, and what are your interests. I'm gonna repeat this to you guys or show you this, but you gotta be aware of that. I tell you right now because what I'm going to show you over here is gotta do with all that. So. Couple things, okay? I'm gonna find you some examples on how I connect with people, and I'm gonna give you a like I'm not gonna do live prospecting because I don't want to take too long. I'm gonna show you some scripts. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of scripts, but I'm gonna show you stories of people who I have prospected and have enrolled at some point, right? And I'm gonna give you different scenarios because sometimes ideally you're always gonna reach out to people. Ideally, you're always going to be receiving people who saw your content. But check this out. This is without running any ads. Okay, I received a message from this lady, and she says, "Hello, Ricardo. I hope you are well. I love hearing your story." Right, Melissa, you were asking me about my story. She was that, and then she said, "It's inspiring. I admire you. I hope someday I get to see you in person. I'm also in Kansas City, so she's here as well. Take care. Happy rest of your day." So you get those messages. You start a nice conversation. You know, I really appreciate it. And then this is what I'm saying. Thank you for responding, right? Like the person, you're already making a genuine connection. And then, you know, she's asking me if I'm doing anything in person in Kansas City and those type of things. I love to be a part of it. She's already telling me she'd love to be a part of it because I have content where I show myself, telling my story, telling about what I do, and showing and talking about how I help people do X, right? So whoever identifies with me is gonna give me those type of messages because I'm being specific to the type of people that I want to talk to. All right. So she says, "Hi, you know, great presentation over fear and faith." That's another video that I posted, right? So she messaged me replying to something that I put fear versus faith. Anyway, I don't want to make it too long, but I ask questions now, okay? What are some goals and dreams that you have? Talk about dreams and fear, right? So she tells me a bunch of goals that she has, and and then I say, well, thank you for sharing those. Those are awesome. What makes you feel that you're stuck from achieving those goals? And then she tells me, and now I know what I need to connect her with, right? So she's telling me what, you know, she was afraid of things, and I say I completely understand. Um, but sometimes we lack the right vehicle to move ahead with all of our ideas. I know I have the right vehicle for her to accomplish whatever she wants to accomplish if she puts in the work, right? So I say that, right? You feel like you're missing the right vehicle? Yes, exactly, right? That's what she replied. I said, awesome. And I talked about desire because she said that. And then I asked what she currently does, and she's a caregiver. So I'm having a nice conversation. We talk about it's not too long. It's just a couple back and forth messages that are very kind and very genuine. And I said I admire you for what she did. I remember at that time my grandma was about to pass away. So she's a caregiver. My grandma had a caregiver that I respected so much for the hard work they put. So I told her, hey, I admire you. I know it's a lot of work. And then she says I love helping people. So I'm like, I mean, she's perfect. She's prospecting herself. We found more things in common, like we did the MBA in the same place. And then I told part of my story over here. I got tired of not having freedom, money that I wanted, having control of my time, and so on. So, going online and doing my online business is the best decision I ever made. And she says she love to do that pretty much, right? So, and then yeah, this part is important. Sure, I can show you what I did and keep going and how you can do it too. We can even do a Zoom call sometime this week if you want to. Okay, I would love that. I appreciate it. So, what works best for you? Set up the call, send the link, right? Then the Zoom call over here. Here is for 3 p.m. Awesome. We connected. Boom. Right after the meeting, sign up. Okay, so it's super simple. Now, awesome. Welcome, part of the team. Okay, so um, I want to hear from you guys. How hard is this compared to what you guys are currently doing?
That whole conversation, I think, was less than a week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 6 days,
Yeah,
something like
less
that.
less than a week. And obviously, like Jeff said, you're not going to have everybody's going to insta buyer. But one of the reasons that Ricardo got that sign up is because right he was genuine. One of the other things you can do to bring through that authenticity and that genuineness is do voice messages. Which I like doing as well because they obviously know that you're a real person and not just AI or answering it back because that happens a lot nowadays. But I mean, but here's the other part that I love what Ricardo did. Ask questions. Ask questions. This is not about them signing up. This is about how you can help them solve their problem. If you don't know what their problem is, you can't solve their problem. If he didn't know that, she's feeling stuck or, whatever else, and, was a CNA and all that jazz. Sorry for my wife messaging me. The reality is that he wouldn't have been able to come back and say the things that he said, which gave the solution because that's what we're there. We're problem solvers. So love everything about that chat, brother. It was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. And it all comes to knowing the person you're talking to as well. Like I know somebody who's 23 years old, they don't like talking on the phone, right? They like texting. I know that, and I call all the time. I'm always calling, I'm always messaging, and so that's 100% right, Jason. It's just being genuine. And also, one of the things that when you post so much and they hear your voice, they feel like they know you, right? They already know you. So you just got to get to know them and see how you can help them better. If you care about them, they will care about you. Okay, so let me read you real quick. It was a great example to see how you warmed up the relationship before trying to throw a bunch of yeah into them, and that's what it's all about. It's genuine and we're friends, and it turns into a friendlier and better relationship when you enroll somebody like that. So think about it. I told you guys about qualifying the prospect. What do you think that's qualifying the prospect. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. I'm qualifying the people to see if I want to work with them, right? If I find a person to be annoying or and I'm like, yeah, this is not for you. So I don't even show them a lot of times, right? So I'm qualifying the person also to see how I'm gonna present the business to them. Okay, so that's part of it. Um, Now I want to show you another example how I got with somebody who's already a networker. Because sometimes we're afraid to prospect, kind of high level people or people who are already building, but we don't need to prospect. Like we do prospect, but because a network is already a perfect worker to build perfect prospect to build something with you. We need to create the relationship. That's it. Remember, professional connectors, professional problem solvers, and professional um, what's the word? Storytellers. Okay, so I do, and it's everything about education. Then the sign up is gonna come easier. By the way, you guys think how do you guys think after I did all these questions before? Is the presentation gonna be easy? Is it close gonna be easy? It's super easy. After Martha, she told me everything that she wanted, and I give her exactly what she wants. The close is so easy. That's why the close is before the presentation. That's it. That's the step we miss. They ask for info. Here's a link. No, you don't do that. You're giving it away. You're not respecting yourself. Think of it as a lady, right? If you're in a bar and a guy says, I like you, I want to take you home, I don't think you would be, yeah, let's go. No, no, no. It's like, oh no, hold on, let me get to know you first. Let me,
I
you
would I would I would just go personally, but if it's a
have.
good looking guy.
Yeah, Jason's an easy prospect. See, that's that's the difference. But anyway, so think about that. You qualify, and then the close is as easier as how much you have qualified the person before the presentation. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I found this person. Love it. Love her profile. Love her content. Very nice feed. Very nice presence. And everything she posts about, like a lot of value, a lot of things, and it's pretty cool, right? So I remember I saw this post where she's got a t-shirt that is pretty cool. Mood CEO, right? With a bunch of zeros as in monies and super nice. So I like that. She's a networker, right? So anyway, let me go to the conversation with her. It all started over here. Okay, so this is what I do, and that's why I mentioned, okay, a little bit ago, make a list of the people who already have your ideal audience engaging with them. All right. I mentioned that 2 weeks ago in the previous training as well. Make a list of people, groups, chats where people are already engaging with them. So you can go ahead and see who's actively commenting, liking, participating in the post, and then you can talk to those people. Why? Because those are people who are already a step ahead into the right direction, which is us, right? So um, see the message that I send. If you guys want to take a screenshot of this or whatever, I'm not a big fan of scripts because I talk to the person genuinely, but I messaged her, cold message, and I said, "Hey, Shadia, saw your comment on Daniel G's post. Love the guy, right? And all the value he shares. How's it going?" That's it. I mean, she's commenting there because she likes him, obviously, or I would not prospect a person who's hating on him, right? And I'm telling her I like him too. There's a lot of value. How are you doing? Nice to connect, right? So, um, see her reply, "Hi, Ricardo. Yes, love his energy and all the value he pours into people. I'm unbelievable. How are you?" Right? So I'm doing great. Love the CEO shirt. Haha, that's awesome. I do love it. So I'm not gonna give a compliment if it's fake. If it's an ugly shirt, I'm not gonna tell her I like your shirt, right? I gotta be genuine, because genuinity, or however you said in English, it opens doors for you, but you don't want to be a hypocrite, okay? Otherwise, the relationship's gonna be based on uh, hypocrisy, and you don't want that. So, anyways, genuine compliments, or I mean, you'll find something. If you don't find anything to compliment to a person, then don't prospect them. That's probably an indication of a not good prospect, okay? Anyway, thank you for that's our team shirt and our mentality, and awesome. And I said, okay, well, hope you have a great week. And I just started following you. Let's keep in touch. That's it, right? So same thing. Then she reacted to one of my stories, okay, where I'm talking to the camera. She put a fire emoji there later on, okay? And that's why it's important to keep stories active because you reach out to people, people are curious. They go to your profile. You guys do a great job, all of you in here in this call. When you reach out to somebody and they go see who you are, and then they see the value, the post, the community, your face, your face, your face, your face, your face, okay? Your value you're adding with words, spoken words, then you are a real person. You're a real connection, right? So they start to know you. So she put a fire emoji, so I know she's engaged with me. I'm clapping to one of her stories later on. I know she's a networker, so I'm not gonna tell, hey, leave your team and come to mine. No. Next year, January 1st, Happy New Year. Hope you're doing great. Blessings to you and whatnot. She replies that way. That's January. And then, this is a year later, by the way. How's business going? And well, she has to stop building her company. Cool. Who hasn't stopped being in touch? Me. Not because I DM her every day, but my stories are active every day. My posts, my face is there every single day. So she's seeing me, she's seeing my content. I'm saying hi, and I'm, following up. This is one of the best follow-ups is this one. Happy New Year. Hope 2026 brings you lots of happiness and blessings. Just being genuine, birthdays, all those things. That's the type of follow-up, by the way, for you guys to know. So she's telling me, I need to back into it. Now that I'm working only one job, right? And she's asking me how's my business and what exactly it is that I do. Now, since I am a networker and she's a networker, I'm gonna tell her a different reply to somebody else who would ask me the same question, right? So, I empathize with her. Hey, I'm glad that you are not doing two works anymore. That's pretty annoying. Um, I do network marketing for a AI trading platform. Okay, so and I told her I loved it, and then she put a heart on it, and then she agrees with me. She's not exhausted anymore. She's working on her mindset and stuff like that, improving herself and all that. How does that work? I've done a couple different network marketing business, which we already had talked about it, and I love that, your mindset and so on. And in this case, because she's a networker, she already knows what she's doing. So I'm giving you different avatars because you're gonna encounter all of them. Okay, so that's why this it's important. I'm talking to a networker because otherwise I wouldn't say a few things that I said. Right. So I tell her, well, in this case, network marketing for service it helps people, AI scanners and all those things that we all know, education, life professionals. I'm not explaining, I'm telling her because she already knows how network marketing works. Okay. You need a lot of money. Nope. Our company, because again, she being a networker, she knows you pay a membership and you enroll in companies. Okay. So they're no, it's just 300 and 185 a month. And how much? How do you make money by buying stocks or building teams? And this is when, I just tell her, I can show it to you sometime if you want to check out the platform, right? And then, yeah, sure, I would love to check it out and see if it's something for me or not. And I said, cool, we can do a Zoom call and I'll be happy to show it to you. If you think it's for you, then we can talk about it. If not, we can still be friends. That's fine. Okay, so they said, sounds good. I'm free tomorrow. Like right away, she told me I'm free tomorrow. I didn't even have to, nothing. Right? Sounds good. Where are you located? So we set up the date and so on. And I sent her the link and then uh, she connected and we're gonna do a another follow up this Thursday, and she's gonna enroll probably next week. So that's the power of just building connections. And this is like Jeff was saying, this is a year or a year and a half of just genuine connection that I made, and then suddenly it's somebody who wants to build with us, right? So that's pretty cool.
So one thing that
Yes.
I learned, I love the glimpse into the conversation. One thing I learned back in the day is you can't say, and sometimes people get hung up on this, like, well, what do I say? What happens if I say the wrong thing to like my perfect prospect? Well, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person or the right thing to the wrong person. So one of the things that Ricardo showed you is two different examples. One person, right, had a conversation within 6 days and was already a member. This person was like a year. So
Yeah.
you have to just go to people where they're at. Ask the questions. Don't be pushy. Just be you, and have conversations and have those every single day. And that's what they'll will line up. And congratulations on your future sign up, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Um, and there's something here. Remember, guys, I was telling you I never get ghosted. Like people always show up to my meetings. Why? Because not because I'm super special, but because I qualify them. I make a commitment. I made them commit to an agreement. They're gonna show up. And if they're not responding, I cancel before then. Like I respect my time, um, because the prospect is going to respect your time as much as you respect your own time. So what happened that day? I messaged her and then I sent her a message here. And this is Posture, the one that I was telling you guys about. Shadi, I haven't heard from you all day. Please let me know if you're still planning on connecting with me at 4 p.m. and we'll make it happen, okay? So since we're friendly, I'm not gonna be like, hey, let me know, or I'll cancel, which I do say a lot of times. And then people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, suddenly they check the phone, right? How, hi Ricardo, sorry I haven't seen my phone much all day. Just 4 p.m. is okay. That was like 2 minutes after I sent out that message. And that's why those messages are important. They either allow you to cancel on somebody so you can put somebody else and give that person the information, or do absolutely nothing or make him respect your time, or people feel like they need to apologize and then they go and then show up. Okay. So I make sure that I'm gonna have my prospects show up and I'm not gonna just be there hanging and putting my business on my prospects' hands. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind when it comes to all this process. So pretty cool. I said no problem, perfect. See you in 20 minutes. So let's see. This was so I sent this at 3:18 and then she replied at 3:35, and then I was okay, perfect. I'll see you, and then uh back to Jason's point, voice note, give her my phone number, and then she messaged me, and then we've done a couple follow-ups, and then she's very interesting. She's brilliant. She's a high-level person who is finishing. That's why she's waiting a little bit to get enrolled, because she's getting her real estate license exam and all those things, getting all of that done, and then she's gonna start with us. So she's probably gonna see herself in this video eventually when on the how to prospect type of things. Pretty cool. So I have a few more examples for you guys. Are you guys liking this? I think you had something there in the chat. So personal happy. Exactly. Awesome. I remember when you did that, Jeff. And because I was doing the same thing. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. Just building that relationship, okay? So good stuff. All right. Yeah, let me know if you guys are liking this and if you guys have any questions. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys are welcome. It's my pleasure. All right, pretty cool. Let's find something else because I want to give you, like I said, I chose a few examples for all type of situations you might encounter. So here it is. For those of you who do ads, I have this person. Okay, so I ran this ad. It's been years since I don't run ads, which I'll get back to it. But anyway, so you know how you get the message, hey, can I get more info? So I always do questions like, hey, absolutely, where in Kansas City are you located? So he says Kansas City, Missouri, same place that I am. So hey, Jack, you have Zoom? Yes, I do. Just your reply. Let's connect sometime this week. I'm down, stuff like that. He messaged me and all those things. So I said, what's good, man? He said, God is good. That's all. Do you do trading? I said, 100% love that. Do you think God is good and what his attitude, right? And then I said, yes, I do. And then he says, I would love to learn from you, right? So I said, sounds good. Let's talk today. Sure thing. Now, can you connect at 6 p.m. on Zoom. Yes, I can. What's your phone number? Now I get more personal, get his phone number, give him a call, talk to him. If I believe that he qualifies for my business, then I'll show him the presentation. I present the business to him. He joined the team, right? Super simple. That's when somebody comes to you from an ad. Why? Because that person already seen a little bit of what you're advertising. And now, see, I don't get too deep into questions because they're already interested in doing what I'm doing. That's what they're replying to an ad, right? So it's quicker, quick, 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 quick. And then you get to, but you have to qualify the person, all right? Still comes to an ad. Why you want to make money? Okay. Why you want to trade? I want to make money. Why do you want to make money? I want to help my parents. Why you want to help your parents? Because they did everything for me when I was a kid and my brother. They took care of us when we had nothing. Oh, okay, so now I have something that I can tie my presentation, my value to, and make him feel and know that we're not just gonna learn trading. We're gonna help your parents that help you when you were a kid, when you had nothing. So first of all, you connect with them. Second, when they want to quit, because we all want to quit at some point, you know how to remind them why they got started in the first place. So retention also. Okay. So that's another one when you get somebody from an ad. All right. There is something else. So when you meet somebody in person, okay, so let me see if I have something else for okay, cool. Let me go to my messages. All right, there's a lot of things that I need to reply over here. Okay, cool. So this guy, Benjamin, I met him, I'm gonna show you guys. I met him at the airport. I prospected him. Why? Because I prospect everybody, because I'm a networker. By the way, if you're a networker, network. Okay, go out there and network. Network marketing. You build a network of people and you market towards that network. So it's like, I think Jeff's always saying, add people to your list. Jason's always saying the same thing, add people to your list. What did I do? I went there, I found we were, waiting for a flight to come back to Kansas City. And then I met this guy and I saw, okay, he looks young. He's traveling, obviously, share the same passion. So I went and talked to him, right? I said, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You going to Kansas City as well? Well, obviously he was going to Kansas City as well, but are you from Kansas City as well? Or are you visiting? Super simple. Like the airport is people who have money, people who can travel, people who are moving from one place to another. Easy conversation because you're waiting, right? So, hey, nice to meet you, man. Are you from there or are you just visiting? That's it. I mean, that's human interaction. That's how mommy and daddy knew each other and then you showed up. Okay. That's the beginning of every type of relationship. All right. So I prospected him, then I got his number, and then I sent him this message. What's up, Ben? Great to meet you at the airport, man. Hope you had a great week, brother. That's it. Hi, how's it going? So we had, nice conversations, not too much. He is an engineer. With engineers, you have to be like super careful. We talked a little about trading. He had lost some money in a scam when it came to Bitcoin and all that. And then he told me how he's. So I need to be careful on that. So I built a relationship that I don't mention anything until because I told him I do trading and it sucks that you got scammed and this and this and that and 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 now that's it. So okay, I think sorry guys, let me just find it. Uh okay, here. All right, so I say again, hey, what's up, man? How's it going, brother? Hey man, I'm doing good. Just enjoying this 3-day weekend and the holiday now in January. Okay, how about you? And then I said, okay, this is my opportunity. I said, yeah, fun. I do trading, so the market's closed today. Haha, right? Because I know he wants trading, and I wanted to start talking about trading again so that I could go and prospect him. I said, getting ready for some basketball games, so I'm good. And then he said himself, I need to get into the trading side of things. Still seems pretty lucrative. Okay. I always keep it real with people. I said it is when it's done right. Okay. I can show you a platform that I use. If you want to check it out, it's great. Okay. I would love that. Sorry for the late response and so on. No worries. We can do a Zoom call if you want. I can share my screen with you and show you. And he said that'll be great. Won't be able today. I'm watching the NFL, whatever. And then we set up um, a time for a call, right? I always give two options. Can you do one or can you do six? I can do six. All right, cool. I'll send you a Zoom link. I'll send him the link and he enrolled. Okay. So that was good. I don't know if I have something from when he enrolled, but we met again. Okay, well here I'm sending him uh the GFU process sign up sheet and the process sheet and so on. Well, but you guys get it. I don't want to get too long of here. That's another example for somebody you meet up in person and you can continue a conversation. That's a cool way to do it. And I'm gonna show you what you guys like, which is Facebook. And I'm going to come over here and find. Okay, so here she is. Let me see. Okay.
Well, Ricardo's picking that up. Remember, guys, that was just somebody that he met at the airport
Hmm.
and just had a conversation. Wasn't pushy. Wasn't like, do you want to see my thing? It's just having a conversation, just finding out about people. It just works, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah, and to that point, I have a one of my good mentors. He once said, um, "My secret is you will not outfriend me, right? I'm gonna have more friends than anybody, and that's why I'm successful." So what I see and what I do, I make connections, and I friendships and friendships and friendships, and my list grows and grows and grows and grows, and then eventually turns into signing up, signing up, signing up, signing up. Um, that you can see in a week, in a day, in a couple years, or all sorts. But I'm always having an active list of prospects and follow-ups. Anyways, this is more recent. I grabbed Facebook and I love this message. You guys can copy it. It works very nicely. Hey, Lashande, that's her name. You came up on my suggested friends list, and we have some friends in common. Nice to connect with you. Are you from Kansas City as well? So super nice message. I shared that a couple times in the IBO chat, and I also shared it last 2 weeks ago. Okay, so we have 8 friends in common. She's in the same city, so I sent her a message. She liked it. Then she replied, "Hey, Ricardo, nice to connect with you. I live Platte City, which is right here, and she's from Washington. Oh, nice. And I tell her I'm from Venezuela. I've been here for 15 years. The past 8 years, I've been in Kansas City. And what brought you here? So I keep the conversation going. Since the military brought me here about a property. I started liking the city. And I said, okay, it's a pretty good city. I like it too. Um, and then she actually asked me, see, what are your favorite parts of Kansas City? Like now, see how people ask you questions as well, because it's just natural. It's not you just saying, hey, are you gonna enroll? Are you gonna buy? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do that? No, it's like having a real conversation. And by the way, this doesn't happen all the time, but it happens pretty often when you have the right prospect. And that's when I know I have the right prospect. Somebody who at least willing to open his mouth or her mouth and talk and have a conversation, right? So somebody who I would like to work with, and somebody who I know that if she decides to build the business, she's gonna be good because she's already having conversations with a stranger, right? And that's what we do. We become strangers into friends and to eventually family, like we all are, right? So anyways, she asked me, I tell her a couple things that I like, what about you? And then she tells me she enjoys the spiritual community. And I'm like, this is awesome because we're mindset, we are a community. So I know how to give her and here's where the voice note comes into play, right? What are some of your passions? And I send her voice note saying that I love sports, I love connecting with people, I love trading, I love, we're marketing what we do, right? I love building community. I think that's what I said in this message. So those are my passions, right? So she liked it, but she never replied. And then I said, well, 3 weeks later, which I should not wait that long. But anyways, I'm not in need of prospects, and that's why prospects come to me. That's why it's easier for me to sign them up because I'm not needy. I'm always keep adding people, adding people, adding people to the point that I forgot about her for a bit. I'm like, oh wow, let me. And it's not that I remember right in my head. It's because everything is written down, right? Okay, I had a conversation with her. So I go back to my follow-up list. I go through it. I read it. Have a follow-up with this person. Yes, 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 yes. No. Oh shit, what happened? I forgot. Okay, let me message her, right? So I message her. Hey, how are you doing today? Hey, Ricardo, welcome in the house. How about yourself? Cutting my hair, whatever. And then I said this when I talk to you about, because it's another message that I like sending, depending on the person. Okay, this person, great for it. Wanted to talk to you because I'm currently building a community around creating online sources of income here in KC. Would be nice to show you if you're open to knowing about it. What do you think? Right. So what I say, of course, I'd love to chat with you. I do have quite a full schedule this week, but I have some availability next week. What I do, awesome, perfect, doesn't matter. She's saying next week. Well, next week, what works for you best, Monday or Tuesday? Always remember two alternatives, and we can cover that in a future training as well, how to make them show to the presentation. Let's aim for Tuesday. Okay, perfect. Let's stay in touch till then. Then again, story, right? She randomly 5 days later reacted to one of my stories, right? And so hello again, been good, and all those things, doing great. And you see that was Tuesday when I messaged her Tuesday because we said we were gonna talk Tuesday. She was super busy, so I'm not gonna annoy her during that week that she's telling me she's super busy. She said the same for Tuesday. Hey, what are you doing with 7 p.m. work? I can do 7, but I can do 6. All right, let's do 6. Okay, I have 30 minutes. Is that enough? Yeah, that's more than enough. I'll send you a Zoom link in a little bit. Why do I send a Zoom link in a little bit? Because I want to make sure that that acts as another reminder. Okay, I'm telling you. Okay, let's connect on Zoom. I'll send you a Zoom in a little bit so that in a couple hours, then she can have another reminder in case life happens, she forgets. Okay, so I don't have to. Hey, remember in 2 hours. Hey, remember in 1 hour. Hey, remember, right? So I drop the Zoom link and then I tell her, here you go for 6 p.m. So an hour earlier, an hour before, I send the Zoom link. And then same thing. Here you go. Reconnecting with you today. Here's my number. Text me so I can save you. She messaged me and we're following up now. So that's how you do it, guys, in all case scenarios. We did Instagram call reach out, Facebook call reach out. We did in person. We did somebody who came from an ad and somebody who just watched organically my content and reached out to me, which was the first example that I showed you all. So that's about it, guys. What do you guys think?
That was freaking awesome, dude. Thank you very much for doing that and show us the examples and how you communicate. It's very easy how you make it, and I love that because it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be daunting. It literally can just be making new friends, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Awesome. I'm reading the chat. Amazing. Awesome. Pretty cool. Now, I know we are, 5 minutes past the hour, but I want to make sure that you guys have any questions? Like, do you guys have any questions, any comments? Do you need any suggestions, any recommendations, anything that you guys feel like you want to get from me so you can take with you and apply this week?
So I see that you do primarily Zooms with people when you're showing them the presentation. Do you ever just send them a recorded video, or do you always get on Zooms, and why or why not, as far as that goes?
No, I do both. So I use the tools. I send the video that you and David and Michael
Michael?
recorded. I also have my own personal one that I send to people. So it just depends, right? If somebody asking, hey, can you send over some information? I'm always gonna ask questions, right? The one-on-one, that's money. I mean, that's where it's all about, right? So I always try to do one-on-one with the people that qualify in my evaluation process that I consider is worth my time being invested for 30 minutes to an hour with that person, right? So that's a quicker turnaround. If somebody maybe I don't believe qualifies, I send them the video. Uh, if I have a lot of people, I just send the videos. Hey, watch this. You're gonna love it, dude. This is awesome. This is what I use. I want you to see it, look at it. Don't even make a decision. Just let's talk at 6:30 because right now it's 6 and the video's half an hour. Okay, I'm gonna call you at 6:30 and I'm gonna answer all your questions. I'm gonna tell you how I got started, some really cool that you're gonna like to hear, and I'm gonna introduce you to my business partner, Jason. Right? So that person knows that they need to watch the video and they're gonna have a commitment because I'm already involving somebody else and I'm already making time in my schedule for them to show up to that call. So I make them make a commitment. If you don't make a commitment, if you just send and give away the link, the video, all those things, then they're not gonna respect it. And you guys have probably seen it when you send the link and then you never hear from them again, right? Because there's no reason for them to come back. Okay, so when you tell them, like I was showing you guys a couple weeks ago, is you sell the exit. Hey, you can watch this and take this information away and then do whatever you want, but you gotta make him come back. All right, you make him come back by opening a space. Hey. By the way, I'm excited to talk to you in 30 minutes. I prepared a couple slides for you, and I'm here, making an action plan for you to have some information. So when you're ready to use what you're about to find out and see and discover, you can come back and apply it. But I'm working on that right now as you're watching the video. So I'm gonna be working on it for the next 30 minutes so that you can see the information. And I'm gonna be putting together right now an action plan for you to apply whenever you get started with us. All right. So okay, cool. Now he knows he's watching, but he knows I'm working to give him what he needs, and that makes it closing way easier because that person has to show up. If you got to be a dick to ghost somebody who's who's saying what I told you. I'm assuming, right? So um, let me see. Okay, when you do get to Zoom with someone, what all are you showing them during that Zoom? What? That's a good question, Melissa. I show them what they need to see. I'm gonna explain myself. Remember, before I show them the information, I discover what they want, what they're looking to learn, what they're looking to make out of it, out of the opportunity, and where they want to get to, right? If somebody says, "Hey, I've been trying to learn trading for a long time, but I haven't found the right community or the right person," I'm gonna show them the platform, the educators, the step-by-step videos, and I'm gonna talk about the community. Okay, if somebody's telling me, "Hey, I need to make money," I would love to make an extra couple $100 a month. I don't have money right now. I'm gonna show him how network marketing helped me make a couple $100 a month so that I could start funding my trading accounts, multiply my commissions, and start making more money there and get out of the situation that I was in. So I'm gonna show them the platform. I'm going to show them the slides depending on what I consider they need to hear based on the questions that I asked at the beginning. So they say it is very true. The harder you qualify, the easier the close, right? Therefore, the presentation, you already know what to show. Like Martha, the first lady that I showed you guys, like I already knew exactly what she wanted because she told me everything, right? Because I asked questions. And I did that with all of them, right? So ask questions, just like Benjamin, the guy from the airport, he wanted to learn how to trade. I didn't even mention network marketing. He doesn't even know he can get it for free because I don't need to. I don't need to overwhelm somebody who's just looking to learn trading. He's ready. Boom. Now he's been in it for a month and a half or something like that. Then I'm gonna tell, hey, you can get this for free. Yeah. Why? Because now he's trading. Now he's making money. Now he's plugged into the system. Now he's gonna be like, oh, so if I help my friends win, now I can get it for free as well. And now they can learn and we can build a team and a community and make more friends. And then we can all make money together. Awesome. And I'll tell them if you want to keep growing, let's build, right? It just depends. I hope that makes sense. I know it was a broad question. Okay, awesome. Perfect. Okay, I'm reading you. Good stuff. Thank you. Super helpful. Yeah, I don't know if there was another question there. Love it, Ricardo. Amazing. Okay. Okay, cool, cool. Anybody else? Any questions?
I
Yeah,
have a
Linda.
question. Hi. The cold marketing that you did as far as somebody commenting on somebody's
Mhm.
video, and I noticed you did that in Instagram. Do you find that your messages get seen in Instagram more so than in Facebook? Because in Facebook, don't you have to interact and be a friend, friend request them first before they really see your message, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, so it all depends. I think it's about the same. Actually, on Facebook, people see my stuff more than Instagram because on Instagram it goes to the hidden
Okay.
folder messages more often than Facebook. Uh, but on Instagram, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's my message, and then there's like clapping hands or something like that. What I do is I send a message and then I go to their stories and then I put a reaction like a fire emoji or clapping hands. That's what is there. But if I mean their stories disappear so you don't see their stories, but that's what I do. So when I react to somebody else's stories, the reaction shows right there. So when they see the reaction, they saw that I messaged them. That way I make sure that it's not in hidden messages, but it's on their main messaging messenger on Instagram. Same on Facebook. You can
Yeah.
do the same. You message, you send a friend request. I didn't show you live on Facebook because I maxed out and I didn't realize the 5,000 people that I'm allowed to be friends with, so I can't really add anybody right now. So I have to spend some time, removing people. So that's an annoying task, but
That
anyways.
that last tip right there was worth the price of admission, brother. Because that's a huge big deal.
Mhm.
Because Linda's right. I mean, if you're not friends with that person, they're not going to see it unless they go into their spam folder, and most people don't go into their spam folder very often.
Yeah.
So commenting or just sending an emoji on their story goes to their messenger. So they're gonna see, oh, this guy sent me a message as well. Very cool.
Yeah, that's a good question, Linda, because that's an important point. Not all the time it's gonna go to the hidden, but most of the time it will, so people won't see it, right? So you want to react to their story so they can see it right away. Let me see if you're on Facebook and not friends, I would comment on the post. Yeah, 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 yeah. Info sent. Yep, exactly. You can comment under posts on the whether it's a group, whether it is somebody who is an influencer, it's got a lot of people commenting and stuff like that. You can do all those things so that they are aware of who you are. You want to show up everywhere, right? You want to show up, you want to be seen as in multiple places. This guy's in the stories, this guy's in the feed, this guy's in the explore, this guy's in my comments, this guy's all over, right? That's what and not in an annoying way, but in a way that you are providing value. And the more value you gotta provide, trust me, it's your story, it's your experiences told by you, by yourself. It's gonna be way more valuable than a post that you either write or use AI. I use AI a lot too, all the time. So we're all the same. But me telling my story, with my accent, with my mistakes when I try to speak faster and my R's they go "rrr," where they shouldn't at times, right? It's more genuine, more authentic, and more relatable than just a bunch of posts where I'm not talking or speaking. So I'm not afraid of it. Which, by the way, if I can do it, you guys can do it too. You guys speak English better than me.
And
And
say this is your second language, not even from the U.S. originally, and you're crushing it, brother. So awesome! Thank you so much for doing this.
yeah, no, my pleasure. So I appreciate you guys. Um, something. Thank you, Linda. Great. I appreciate you guys. A couple things that I had over here was this is what I wanted to be. I want you guys to have this very present for yourselves. Make a list of the problems that you solve. What are the problems that people face and the solutions that you solve? That'll be one. Like what problems that people have? Not enough time, not enough money. They want more freedom. They're tired of their job, whatever the case may be. And what is your solution through our community, our system, our company? Okay. So make a list of problems and solutions. Now, already talked about this, but make a list of people or groups who have your ideal audience, okay? Which is I showed you guys. Like I went to Daniel G's post and I saw everybody who was engaging. Okay, they're engaging with him. I can contact the people who are engaging with this person, okay? And also make a list of the interests that you have. Like, I love sports, I love business, I like AI, I like networking, I like trading. So make a list of interests that you have so you can have true connections with the people who like the same things that you like. That'll be the three things: list of problems and solutions, list of people with your ideal audience, and list of interests. The more clear and specific you are, and more clarity you have of who you're talking to, then the better your message is gonna be because it's gotta be directed to that segment of the population, right? And then you're gonna start signing up. So, in my opinion, what you guys are lacking, not some of you, I hate to generalize, but um, what we can do better is show our face some more, talk to the camera, and tell your story. Like talk, be out there, and then you'll see you guys have everything. When you reach out to somebody new and then go to your profile, they're gonna see your face talking, speaking, and they're gonna see the amazing post that you guys are already making. They're gonna be, oh, this person's legit. Love it, right? And you will sign up people. I promise you. Just use a camera and be different than 99% of people out there marketing and advertising stuff. Okay?
And just start small as well. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute presentation, guys. So just start small. If you're posting on your on your Facebook, just right here, phone, in front of your face, say what you're doing. Go on a walk with Zia, whatever it is, and just to be relatable. So you don't have to make it. It doesn't have to be some big long diatribe. It can literally just be a 30-second thing, and just do it when you start off. Let's say that you're just doing AI stuff, you're just doing pictures and posts. Like just start off once a week to put up something with your face in front of it that you're like, hey, it's me, love you. Be you, right? Because you're going to attract different people than I am, and Ricardo's going to attract different people than Linda and and obviously Melissa and all the people that are on here. So the point is, guys, is just, yeah, you have to get out there and show your face, because what sets you apart is going to lead to that sign up. Because, and again, you're going to attract the right people by having that information out there and by showing your face. So I love that, brother.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. 100% right. And that reminds me of a point that is really important. Don't kill yourself over what it is that you're going to talk about. I mean, people are not going to remember all your reels and your posts and your videos and what you said. They want to see that you are real. That's it. If you're a real person, you can talk about whatever. They just want to see you're real, and then they check out your information and then sign up. I mean, don't even don't stress over what it is you're talking. Um, a lot of times I don't like my own videos, and I'm like, okay, well, anyways, at least I showed up today, right? I do a much better job right now because I've worked on it for a long time. But there's days that I'm like, this video sucks. Boom, enter, and I post it anyway. So I don't care. People don't care either. They resonate with me. They like they like to see progression, not perfection. That's also important. They don't want perfect in a world that is already designed to be like all the way up there, unreachable. Like if I can, at times I joke with my team in Spanish. I tell them, if you sound stupid, well, that's awesome because I'm gonna be this stupid guy can do it, I can do it too, so they're gonna enroll easier. All right, so it's uh it's
Amen.
great. Just have fun with it, okay?
It's last thing I'll say, and then I got to bounce. It is about authenticity, right? The authenticity and being genuine is the new, I don't know, not commodity, I guess is the right word, but the new currency in this new AI world that we are very quickly going into. So it's what you can bring to the table that makes it different. That brings that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just got to do it. Like Jeff and Ricardo, all the people have said, be consistent. Do it every single day. Mix in some AI stuff, cool, some posts, some that, but put your face out there at least once a week to start with, and then it should be every three or four times a week once you get to the point where you're good at it. Jeff is obviously great at it. He does his TikTok videos all the time and with his backdrops and all that stuff, and obviously Ricardo and Melissa with her fishing and all you guys that are just out there doing it, which is the most important part. So get out there and do it. So
Yep.
awesome. Melissa says I'm way too critical of myself and it prevents me from posting a lot on my videos. Yeah, don't be like Ricardo. Just that video sucks. Post. Amen.
So, you know, a tip for that is you want consistency, like Jeff was saying, like Jason was saying, like I was saying, you want consistency. When I got started, I didn't even watch them. I hated to see myself in camera so much. I would just record, post, didn't even watch it because I didn't want to. Like it made me cringe so much. And then but that was it, and that's as I started to engage with people, and people started seeing me that I was real, and then people started seeing how I got better. Now I love seeing I like seeing my videos, I like seeing my YouTubes, I like seeing my trainings, the ones that I've sent you guys on YouTube. I like to see them because I remind myself of what I know I need to do. So now I'm at a different stage most of the times. Uh, but at first I didn't watch them, but people saw me getting better as I was seeing myself get better. And that's what they want. People reach out to me and tell me, dude, you've grown so much in the past 4 years. I've seen you developing. I've seen you growing. I've seen you, the way you're speaking right now is amazing. Like and those things, people resonate with you. They want to stick with you because they know that they can do it too, especially if you've done it and they're seeing that in you. It's all about progression, not perfection. So that's all I have, guys. And I said that's all I've had. Like we've been here for 15 minutes.
Amen.
But I
Great
appreciate you.
stuff. Once again, brother. It's just again, I've been doing this for decades, and there were some things that I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. So thank you. I got tons of notes, and thanks again for doing this. It's awesome.
Yeah, my pleasure. You guys can let me know if you want to send out a message or whatever, if there's anything that you guys want me to go over, whether it's closing, inviting, prospecting, whatever you guys want me to work on. We can do this on the weekly. I would have no problem at all doing it on a Wednesday basis or every 2 weeks or something like that. Whatever Jason says goes. But if there's any topics that you want me to address, I can. I'll let you know if I'm able to help you, and if I am, then we'll do something.
I would like to maybe because I'm going to be away this next week, but maybe the week after that we can do this again and maybe like do
Mhm.
some role play with a prospecting conversation
Yeah.
as far as or even like a Zoom that you're doing with a person answering questions and asking questions and that kind of stuff and that just that tit for tat back and forth. I think it would be a good thing to maybe do. And guys, if you have again, if you're watching this on the recording or obviously you're here live, send Ricardo a message or I'm sure he'll be happy to accept that from you and maybe some things if you're having some things you want him to do as well. I think this is all great information. And thanks again.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. I appreciate you all. And it was fun. It was fun